Finally, the United Nations have decided for Aguascalientes to organize the Habitat conference. What was the things that the United Nations has considered to make their decision in favor of Aguascalientes?
Okay, this year World Habitat Day is focusing on cities and climate change. And one of the main reasons I think that Aguascalientes was chosen because it's actually taking the lead in implementing climate change mitigation and water supply and alternative energy uses. And they have presented some good practices, best practices in this area. And so that was one of the reasons that Aguascalientes was chosen to host this. Obviously, also it is a very beautiful city, and I've had the chance to go and visit this morning the university, and saw that they were also organizing events for students to promote sustainable cities, and that there were students coming not only from Mexico but from other parts of Latin America.
Then we can consider that Aguascalientes is taking the lead in Mexico to in best practices of climate changes and
Yes, yes, it is taking the lead. And you know, World Habitat Day is all about raising awareness. And on World Habitat Day, we award best practices. So this year, there's going to be international awards on best practices that is given by UNHABITAT, called the Habitat Scroll of Honor. There are going to be best practices being awarded by another foundation, the Building and Social Housing Foundation. And then I believe there are going to be some national awards. So I think Aguascalientes is an excellent place because itself has been promoting best practices. So it is a good place that we are giving awards in a place which is also promoting best practices, not only in cities and climate change, but in urban planning.
Our governor has been said that it is better to build cities instead building houses or buildings. This concurs with the United Nations comments about climate change and making real cities for real people.
Yes, it does, because you know, houses are not enough. You know, cities have so many aspects to them. They have the infrastructure, they have the social cohesion, they have the buildings, which are the housing, they have the services, which are things like health services, education, they have public spaces. And as the Minister for Cedesol was saying, the person has to be at the center of the city, not the buildings. So this is also what we promote, and we promote participation of the citizens in building their own cities. And so what Aguascalientes is doing is actually what we promote. And we were very happy to see that one of the key people that are organizing this, who is in charge of urban management here, is himself a winner of the Habitat Scroll of Honor. So it really shows that this city is taking the lead in promoting best practices. And he's also part of the global parliamentarians. And so we're really pleased that we're hosting it in a city that is taking the lead in urban development and urban planning.
And finally, how do you find Aguascalientes in your personal view? How do you find our city?
Well, I have received a very warm welcome. So first of all, I have found that the people are very welcoming, and I've enjoyed that. I have, as I said, visited the university, and I saw that while it was very modern, it still had greenery. It had a lot of greenery. The social ambience was very good, and I've just now visited another part of Aguascalientes, which is the older part. So I see that there is a lot of modern and the older city itself, a lot of history and culture. So it's really a good example of a city that has the culture, the buildings, the modern, the research. So it has various aspects of cities, you know, the good parts of what it is to be a city. It's a good example of a good city.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to our